Greetings, David students, and welcome to week 2 of BIBL 2211 Hermeneutics. Trust your studies got off to a good start. I'll be grading your first week's work hopefully tomorrow, Monday, and you'll be able to see your grades and feedback hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow. Let me encourage you to get started on this week's work, though. There are some devotional thoughts there to you on the reality of what it means to be a believer, and it's really inward issue of the heart and your heart attitude toward God. So if you take some time to look that over, those verses at the end, 2 Corinthians 5:14 and 15, are really, in my mind, some key verses in my own life, and I think for any believer, I don't really follow that idea of a light verse, but if I was going to, I suspect that 2 Corinthians 5:14 and 15 would be the verses I would choose, because they seem to encapsulate the whole picture of what it means to come to faith in Jesus as Savior, and then to be consequently living for Him. I hope you got the course introductions all done, and I've looked through those. I've responded to each of your introductions, and it looks like we've got a great group getting started. Course assignments, don't forget your exegetical passage choice. You need to get that in and okayed from me. Work through the material there in the course on that. Discussion board access. You all should be in the discussion board. There's one new student who just jumped in on the weekend, and still waiting for him to accept his invitation. I hope to get him into the group. But you should all be in there. Should be busy working through those. On discussion boards, keep in mind that your initial post to each discussion question should be completed by Thursday evening of each week. By midnight Thursday, you should have posted your initial response to the discussion question. And then between Thursday night and Sunday night, you should respond to 2 of your peers. Now keep in mind that you want to use good critical thinking skills and good effective communication skills in your discussion board. By good critical thinking skills, I'm referring to thinking analytically, exegetically, and so forth. You want to interact with your peers and your replies to their posts. Compliment them if they've done a good job, but don't stop with just a compliment. There needs to be some good, kind critique in your discussion boards as well. Also, you want to prod one another in these, and by that I mean, what are some things maybe you think your peer might not have thought about in regard to the question? Always leave your peer with a good, relevant, open-ended question at the end of your discussion board responses to your peers. By that, it needs to be a question that they would have to think about with regard to the subject at hand. You don't want to give them something they can just say yes or no to, but prod one another, encourage one another. Iron sharpens iron. That's what we're looking for in your discussion board responses to one another. Just be sure you follow any instructions. I provide some fairly substantial instructions there for your discussion board, so be sure you read through those each time and follow up on those as you post your discussion board. If you need to communicate with me, please do so. You've got my email address there, and I usually respond to emails very quickly. Industry standard is 24 to 48 hours. I usually respond much faster than that. So, please email me if you have any questions. If you need something really fast and it's a sort of an emergency kind of situation, do feel free to call me. But please call me between 9 and 5 Eastern Time, or between 7 and 9 in the evening Eastern Time if you need to. I also put a summation of the works week up here in the weekly announcements as well. So there's your week 2 work. You can see there the summary of it, but you do need to go into the course shell and verify it there, and be sure you're following through with the reading and assignments as they're posted there for you. Be sure to fill out the information at the top of each of the worksheets. By the way, quite often students will forget to do that, but you do need to complete your name, and if you know your ID number, that, and the date that assignment was due. Actually, I think that's about it for this week. If you have any questions, do feel free to contact me. Even as I'm saying that, I'm realizing that Another thing I want to bring to your attention is that each week I do post where we are in the course with regard to late work, if it's still viable to turn it in. So there'll be one of those there. And then I've got a note on what I call the Davis College Online Writing Center. It's actually, if you can see there in that announcement, the Academic Service Center you need to contact. But if you're having any problems at all with your writing skills, or you just want to have someone look over your work, do contact them. It's a free service as far as I know, and you'd be wise to access that just to hone your writing skills. But that is indeed all there is this week. I trust the Lord's blessing your ministry in His name, and that you're looking forward to a week of blessing ahead.